get out of bed, I claim a blessing. That's right. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Here we go. This is how I start my day. Knowing good is on the way. Yeah. I am claiming perfect health, love and laughter, friends and wealth. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. That's right. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Take it up. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Yeah. Give yourself a round of applause. Yeah. Let's have a great service, everybody.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. I am Reverend Jean Bell. My pronouns are she and her, and I am so glad that you're here with us today. If you are viewing on Facebook or YouTube Live, please like and share this broadcast so we can continue to share the good news of new thought and science of mind out into the world. If you are visiting for the first time, please see one of our welcome team members out in the hallway for a gift especially for you. It is June. How on earth did that happen? I have no idea. None. But we are here. It is the middle of the year, and we are blessed, each and every one of us. I want to take this moment, though, and ask each of you to hold in your highest mind and heart a special blessing for Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson. Reverend Raymond lost his son this past Wednesday. I'm not sure why or what happened. I don't think they know yet either. But what I do know is that Reverend Raymond has been a blessing to this community in so many ways. So please know with me that his family, that he is surrounded in peace and love. Let's lift him up. There'll be some cards out in the fellowship hall for us to sign. So if you have any special moments with him, had a class with him on Zoom, please sign. Say something from your heart. I know he will appreciate it. Also hold Preston Hamilton, one of our greeters, in your heart and know that health is already an established fact for him. Also for Ty Jolly, one of our hospitality participants, hold them in your heart for perfect health, fast recovery. Let's do this together. All right, I'm going to go through a few announcements, and then I'm going to do the affirmations. So what we have next Sunday already is Spiritually Curious with our beloved Tony Jenkins. And this is one of the workshops after service where you get to ask anything and everything about new thought, new age, nonsense, superstition, you name it. Tony's got an answer for it. At least he's going to find one for you, right? And then you get the opportunity to see what is new thought and what is new age, and do they match up or do they not match up, right? And so this is a wonderful workshop, so I hope to see you all there. And then on the 28th of June, we're going to have a drumming circle, and this is with Chuck Cagliandro and the Emerson drummers, and I am looking so forward to this. In fact, Chuck is going to be throughout the entire service, so I hope that you join us. This month, the theme is Claim It. So we are raising our vibration, we are raising our energy so that we can claim our divinity, right? We're going to claim that divinity through drumming. We're going to claim that energy through chanting. We're going to own who we spiritually are. All right. And so now I ask that you listen up. I'm going to go through the affirmation. I'm going to say it one time all the way through, and then I'm going to invite you to say it with me in one voice. Today I claim my birthright and welcome Spirit's gifts of love, abundance, health, wisdom, joy, and peace. I accept these blessings knowing that Spirit's love and light are always with me. All right, let's say this together as one. Today I claim my birthright and welcome Spirit's gifts of love, abundance, health, wisdom, joy, and peace. I accept these blessings knowing that Spirit's love and light are always with me, and so it is. All right, see you soon. Can we do our Flames of Faith? Flames of Faith? Oh, goodness gracious. It is the first of the month. Forgive me, forgive me. Joining me with this is our wonderful board president, right? Also practitioner in training. And so, yes, give her a hand. She's almost through her first year. And I know it's been a long year. They keep reminding me of all the homework. All right, so the Flames of Faith is our opportunity to recognize all of the divine faiths because we know a thread of truth runs through each and every one of them. Spirit is not just one person's religion, it's everyone's religion, because Spirit is in it all. And so please take in this wonderful video.
Lighting the flames of faith. A call to service. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence which we call Spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We recognize the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We recognize the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of the primal spirituality. We recognize the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We recognize the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We recognize the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We recognize the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We recognize the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We recognize the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We recognize the candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we recognize the healing candle, please put silently in the light the name of anyone you wish to experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
We are so honored to have with us a guest arriving from the Hillside community and a member of Wanda's ministry. Please welcome for the very first time the beautiful artistry and dance ministry of Donna James.
Thank you so much, Diana. Diana, you don't seem to realize you're dressed like a Greek goddess. I love that, because we're going to talk about a Greek goddess today, believe it or not. All right, so let us know something great together. As I speak these words in the first person, I'm going to invite you to accept whatever resonates with you. Breathe in deeply if you can. Relax your shoulders. Flow into a sacred space within yourself. Let go of any conversations that you've had with others, even conversations that you might be having with yourself. Let go of your to-do list. And let's just be here now, together. For this is what I know. I know that there is but one life, one mind, one source, one infinite spirit that is back of, in, and through all of creation. I know that it is the life essence of all. And I know that this one life, this one mind, this one source is my life, my mind, my love, my joy, my peace, right here, right now. And I know this to be the truth for everyone here. Everyone viewing, whether they're viewing now or if they view later. One indestructible, absolute, self-existing cause to all things is ours right now. Therefore, I know and I declare that this Spirit is in this service and that this service is blessed and a blessing to all who enter its thresholds. The Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta is a divine idea in the mind of God. It reaches not just Atlanta, but all across this country and further. I know that this place is a safe harbor for all who seek their divinity. I know that today's message and creative arts inspires and uplifts everyone to be their divine, authentic selves, filled with Spirit's power and grace. And I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for Spirit, for all the good that is happening here today. And so I release this spiritual mind treatment into the universal law, to the source of my life, knowing that it is already an established fact in the mind of God. And so it is. And so it is. You know, Reverend Raymond, him and I share a love for watching Marvel and DC comic movies. If you ever seen his Facebook page, a lot of times he'll have a shirt and have Superman on it, or Spider-Man on it. And I always thought that was adorable. And even if you see the background of his office, you'll see Marvel or DC comic characters. And I want to share with you one of my favorite movies, and it's the 2017 Wonder Woman, right? Okay, it has to be the 2017 because I don't know what happened in that Wonder Woman 1984. I wasted my money on, oh, I'm sorry. Gail, Chris, you know I love y'all. But the 2017, that's the movie. And as I thought about the theme for the month, which is Claim It, that movie popped into my head. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the movie and refresh your memory a bit. It was an international box office hit. And its story is set during World War I. And it follows Diana, who is the princess of the Amazons, who lived on an island that was hidden from all of humanity, the island of Themistria. I hope I got that right, because that was a heck of a name. Now, Diana's character, she's a trained warrior, And she lived a very sheltered life from childhood all the way through her adult life. She was completely sheltered from the outside world and her true identity. But her life changed when an American pilot, who is not just a pilot, but he was also a spy, played by Chris Pines, crash landed near the island. She rescued him, cared for his wounds. Now, again, the island was magically shielded from the sight of the outside world for centuries. And Chris, or Steve Trevor, was fleeing the enemy, and they followed him in ships, right? So its protective illusion that was surrounding the island began to fade, and the enemy finally was able to see through and saw his plane, and they invaded the island. Now, they got their butts kicked by the Amazons, which was one of my favorite parts. Now, Chris was trying to tell the Amazons the whole time what was happening out in the world. The whole world was fighting. It was World War I, and they were like, we don't care. Why are you here? We don't want you here, right? But Diana kind of thought he was cute. So she was like, listen to him. You got to listen to him. Can I keep him? Right. And so Chris kind of convinced Diana that they needed to do something. Really, he needed to do something. He didn't want Diana to help because, she's a woman, right? But she was no ordinary woman. No, she was not. And her mother kept from her a secret, her true identity. And she hadn't told the whole truth of what she was and what she was capable of. So Diana decided that she was going to go with Chris to London, right? She was going to fight Ares, the god of war, because she believed it was Ares' fault that World War I even started, right? So Chris is looking at her out the side of his eyes like, I don't know anything about this Ares guy, but I know there's a war going on. I'm not even sure about y'all Amazons. But he had seen enough on the island to know that Diana was special. Special, right? So they go off to London to report what the enemy is up to. Eventually, through their journey into the war zone looking for Ares, who, by the way, was right there all along, hidden in plain sight, right? Anyway, as she journeyed, she finally discovered that she was not only human and Amazon, but she was divine. That she was the daughter of the queen of the Amazons and the daughter of the god Zeus. Her mother told her a lie about who she is and that she had sculpted Diana from clay. And that was how Diana came into being, right? So when Ares confronted her and said, no, your mother lied, right? That's not your truth, Diana. You are the daughter of the highest god in the Greek pantheon. You are not only the daughter of Zeus, you are human and divine. She was bewildered and in disbelief. She's like, what you talking about? My mother wouldn't lie to me. It's only after Ares knocked her around a few times, right, that she finally came to terms with her identity, that she was indeed divine, and that it is the most important part that I'm getting ready to tell you, that not only did she come into terms that she was divine, she owned it. She owned that fact, that she was indeed divine. She had to finally wake up and believe who she truly was, right? She had to claim it and own it. Only then was she able to defeat Ares and end the war. So why am I telling you this story about Wonder Woman? You don't know? Besides the fact that it's one of my favorite movies. It's because it's so much like our own story. And any and all of the stories about a hero's journey, and in this case, a shero's journey, are about finding our true, authentic selves. But not just finding and claiming, but owning who we are. And just like Wonder Woman, for most of our lives, we did not know who we truly are, or what we are capable of, or what we have access to, because we weren't told that we were divine emanations of spirit. Not some fabled mythical God, no, but the one indestructible absolute spirit of all creation. We were either lied to by our parents because of their own ignorance, not knowing who they were, or because of the doctrine of our former religions that taught us that God was something that is outside of ourselves, or because of our own disbelief in what we are innately feel within us, that indwelling presence and power that has been yelling at us at every turn, wake up. I am that. I am within you. That divine spark within you that speaks to you every single day. Right? For far too long, humanity has been deceived into not believing that spirit is within them, but instead that spirit is outside of themselves, and that God is an indifferent God, maybe answering prayers, maybe not. Maybe saying, oh, I like Ellen's prayer, but I don't like Reverend Nana's prayer. All right, Reverend Jean's prayer sounds like a bunch of garbage. Okay? But this prayer over here, I'm going to answer no. No, that's not the God who we serve. No, for the last 2 months, we have named our fears, our sense of separation, and all the things that no longer served us. We have examined our spiritual practices such as faith and spiritual mind treatment to begin that healing process. And now I am telling you that you are divine. I'm telling you that you are divine. And so the question becomes, are you ready to claim your divinity and stand in the power and sacredness of your being? Are you ready? Are you ready to claim it? Are you ready to face the Aries in your life, right? Aries in your life, the things that we named that no longer serve us, right? Those negative thought patterns that keep warring with us, right? That keep showing up in us and saying, oh, you're not all that great. I don't know why you think you're divine. I don't know why you think you could break these negative thought patterns. I don't know why you think you are more than just a mere human. Who told you that you were divine? Spirit at every turn tells you that you're divine, right? It keeps fighting that egoic self, that egoic voices it keeps fighting for its existence, its relevance. Oh, but wait, because we now see what they are, right? We know what those voices are. We are here to participate in our own spirituality. We have spiritual practices. We have seen through the illusion that these fears, these doubts, the sense of separation, lack mentality, limitations, they are not spirit ordained. They are false gods. And we now claim our divinity, and we're going to vanquish them all into the native nothingness from whence they came. They have no power here. And these negative thought patterns, oh, they can be insistent. Who knows what I'm talking about? They can be so insistent, right? That's why spiritual practices are so important. How many people are doing their spiritual practices on a daily basis? How many? I see some throwing their hands back like this. I'm not sure if that's really true. I see some of them doing like this. Okay. All right, I'll stop messing with y'all, right? Our spiritual practices are so important. They give us the power to nullify any effect that is no longer serving us, okay? And that is why it's important for you to know who you are and to claim it. You need to claim it to yourself. You need to claim it to yourself and make a commitment of owning your divinity. Know ye not, it is written, know ye not that ye are gods, sons, daughters, children of the Most High? They don't tell you about that in traditional church. You hardly ever hear that sentence, right? They're too busy telling you that you need to repent. From what, right? Maybe from your own ignorance that you are divine, right? You know you're divine. You could feel that you're divine. You could feel the Spirit of the living God living and moving and having its being in you. And I know it's not easy. It's not easy to learn a new concept that you live and you move and you have your being in spirit and spirit in you, right? We've been taught by religious figures for so long that God is a mean-spirited, human-like, harsh, and really big, jealous God, full of demands. Don't wear this. Don't listen to that. Don't eat that. Don't date that one. Not that one. Don't have fun. Follow rules or else. That is not a God of joy or love. That is not a God that is life affirming. It sounds more like the Grinch, right? Yet this is the lie that has been passed down from generation to generation that has kept too many small. Right? Don't ask for too much. Be pious. That is all bull mess. It is bull mess. Okay? And it just keeps us in the victim stage. It is bull mess. Right? And under the control of a few who have no true understanding of the effervescent nature of spirit. I see spirit popping a fan. Woo! The spirit that is within. Instead of them being those talking heads, instead of them making their own connection and raising their own consciousness with spirit within, they have made enemies of anyone that doesn't follow their rules and are actively seeking to regulate and control what other folks are doing. How exhausting is that? Spirit's attributes are love, peace, joy, truth, wisdom, spiritual power, and abundance. Not a God of war, but a God of love. And love is the most powerful energy and emotion in the entire universe. Trust me, I know. Beloveds, please do not be afraid of your own divine birthright. Let us today claim our divinity. Say, I claim my divinity. I own my divinity. Let us claim our spiritual power. Let us come into full awareness of who we are and what we are here to do. Right? And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about what you are here to do next Sunday. But for right now, I want to tell you how much I love Nat Geo. Right? Yes, I want to tell you about National Geographic, right? I like to look at the animals of the earth in the various geographic regions because it shows the majesty, the brilliance, and the beauty and the power of spirit made manifest on this divine plane of existence. Oh, I just be like, ooh, go on, spirit. Do that, right? Yet just look at nature. You could see the glory of God, but we're too busy being in our heads or on our phone to look up at the sky, right? Or to look at that tree tearing in the wind, right? Look at spirit through nature. Open your eyes and your mind and be in the present moment and witness the miracle of this thing called life. Woo! Have you ever seen a flamboyance of flamingos? Not a flock. They're called flamboyants. Right? They're gay. Flamboyance of flamingos. They're like, you ever see one walk? Flamboyance of flamingos, right? Or a peacock spreading its feathers because it knows it's divine, right? It's also trying to get, a mate. It's like, see my feathers, right? I mean, look at that. Look, right? or a sunset or a sunrise, right? Oh my God, right? I saw a sunset one time, it literally brought me to tears. And in that moment, I felt my divine connection because I was so in the present moment. I knew that Spirit had existed in and through and as me. Oh, and one of my favorite things to see are snow-capped mountains. Yes. You ever been in a plane and looked out and seen mountains upon mountains? And the vastness of the ocean and the magnificence of its creatures. Oh, God is in it all. And Spirit is not asking nature to be demure. Has Spirit asked nature to be demure? And it's not asking you to be either. Spirit is asking you to be divine and loud and joyful and throw those angel wings like Diana was throwing those wings. Yes, that's what Spirit's asking you to do. So today is the day that we not only claim our divinity, we are here also owning it in all of our glory. Own your divinity this day. We are here to be spiritually magnificent and to come into the realization that life, Spirit, is forever giving of itself as love, joy, beauty, all those divine attributes. Nature gives of herself freely for the sheer joy of expression. You see, by claiming and living and being Spirit in expression, we add a deposit into the collective consciousness, which is in sore need of our divine light. That collective consciousness needs all of our deposits. So get your spirit on. All right? Beloved, I'm going to leave you with this. You are divine emanations of Spirit right now, and you have been this way since you were born. Full stop. Since you were born, you were divine. The only thing you need to do is claim it and own that spiritual fact. When you leave today, I want you to be a flamboyance of peacocks or flamingos. I want you to spread your spiritual wings. Don't get arrogant about it. Don't do that, right? Know within yourself who you are. Don't be going right. Don't you know I'm divine? Why you cut me off? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you a quick story. I didn't write it in here, but I want to tell you a quick story. I was in IKEA on Friday. At first, I was here at the center doing the mobile food pantry. I got here early, so I didn't have a chance to eat. I had been up late the night before fixing a closet that I had installed. So I was exhausted and hungry. I became hangry. Right, so I had a piece from IKEA to take back. It was broken. So I get in IKEA, and I'm still wearing my Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta shirt. It says that across the back, and on the front it says, "You belong," right? And Rachel texts me, and she said, "Can you get one of those octopuses that you hang things on?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So when I went to the section to get the octopus, they had one, but it was broke back. It was broken, and I looked up, and I saw a whole bunch of them on the display. And I asked this young customer service person, could they get the ladder and get it down? And she did, right? But it didn't have a barcode. So I get down to the cash register, and I started scanning everything in. And as I saw it, it says you can manually input the barcode. So I asked the people down there that are supposed to be helping you at the cash register, can you look up the barcode, right? The lady gave me the display. Why did I tell them I was given the display? They clutched the pearls. The display? You have the display? Girl, you can't be buying the display. I'm like, I'm going to buy this display, right? And for some reason, I just happened to glance down at my shirt, and I was like, calm down. All right now, you could be a little bit much sometimes. Remember who you are, and remember what shirt you're wearing. So I said, how are we going to work this out? Because I want this octopus, right? So I became very demure in my behavior. Long story short, I ended up taking the octopus home. I had to go back in the store and get the barcode. Let's just say I didn't really go back. I just looked it up on my cell phone. Google is an amazing thing. Google has all the answers. And I came back with the number and manually put it in. But I had to be mindful in that moment because I was tired. I was hungry, right? And those are the times when we have the opportunity to truly remember who we are. Because sometimes those are not good times for us, right? We're weak. We want a hamburger. We want something, some sustenance. So as we make this conscious decision to fully step in our sacred power, it becomes essential to embrace each moment as an opportunity to affirm who we truly are. We've got to remember that. Demonstrating our divinity, whether we have a Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta t-shirt on us or not, right, is not just in thought, but in every action and interaction, right? This journey calls us to move forward with courage, to let go of all limitations, all those old limitations, and to trust the deeper wisdom that is within us. Knowing that as we embody our higher nature, we become living expressions of spirit, even when we're hungry, radiating love, strength, and true authenticity into the world. You, me, and us alone have the power to open the door to our divinity. But remember, we've got to open the door. You do this by coming into a greater understanding of the divine I am principle within you. And that will be our topic for next week, how we come into that full and greater awareness. You are all a blessing, and being with you today is always wonderful. And so it is.
If I was at a Baptist church, I'd say, hey, y'all, how you been doing? I wrote a song about it. Want to hear it? Here you go. No. I'm just going to say, good afternoon, family. How are you? The theme for the month is Claim It. The song that she danced to was Name It and Claim It. So before you can claim anything, you have to believe. Believe, it's a little loud. Believe that you can manifest what you want. If you believed in your heart, you know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know it's right, because the time will come around when you'll say it's yours. Believe your reason to be. Believe you can make time stand still. And from the moment you try, if you believe, you will be
Thank you so much. Love you. All right, she told you what to do. Believe in yourself. Believe in your divinity. This is our opportunity for grateful giving. Hey, baby. Hey, Ciamara. Take the wave it back. See, Ciamara understands the believing in yourself. Yes. All right, this is our time for grateful giving, and there's so many ways to give. And it's your support that is allowing us to continue to move forward out into the world with this wonderful message. It is your love, your connection to us through giving that allows us to bring all of these wonderful things to you. These talks, the singers, the dancers, the drumming, the sound bowls, the kirtans, all of this, you help make possible. You here in the sanctuary, and to all of you who are viewing that I have never even met, those that I have met, I just want to say with all my heart, thank you. Thank you. And here are the ways that you can give. You can text the tithe, any amount, 404-800-9467. You can scan the QR code, right? You can give online, or you can use the receptacles if you have cash or check. But however you give with the love, knowing that you support the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta, which is a divine idea in the mind of God. I thank each and every one of you for your donations. And I invite you to become members of this center. And if you do become members, become pledging members of the center, where you will specify a certain amount, and that amount helps us to budget throughout the year. So now I ask that you join us in our grateful giving. I want you to say these words because your words have vibration. They have power. So say it from your heart. Say it with me in one voice, together. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. Thank you.
Yes, 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 yes. I love that. Thank you, Reverend Jean. And I want you to know that you're invited this afternoon, in just a few minutes, to our potluck. It's Potluck Sunday. And I've already been down to the kitchen, and they're throwing it down. I want you to know also that you can invite communion with prayer. Prayer with a practitioner. If you're a practitioner, will you please raise your hand? Be with these people. Let them pray you up before you go down there and get some food, all right? All right. Please join as we sing our closing song. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people, all beings as expressions of God. We see a world that works for everyone. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people, all beings as expressions of God. We see a world that works for everyone. We see a world that works for everyone. We see a world that works for everyone. 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 Put your hands together and say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Thanks to our musicians and our dancer this afternoon. Enjoy yourself.